This might just look like another home repair project, but it's really a hidden story, a cautionary tale playing out right above our heads about how something that seems small, something you ignore, can turn into a huge, expensive emergency, and fast. And that's really the best way to think about it. A roof replacement stops being just a big, costly project and becomes, the final chapter in the story of your home's defense against the weather. It's a story of wear and tear, and finally, renewal. So this particular story kicks off in Maple Falls, Washington. We've got a homeowner who's noticed water getting inside the house. And by the time help gets there, you see that classic blue tarp stretched across the roof. That's basically the universal signal that a small problem has officially become a full-blown emergency. Okay, so this gets us to a really crucial idea when you're dealing with any kind of leak. What you can see with your own eyes is almost never the whole story. In fact, it's usually just the first clue that a much, much bigger problem is lurking just out of sight. And this is a perfect illustration of that tip of the iceberg problem, right? Above the surface, you've got the obvious stuff, a stain on the ceiling, maybe a few missing shingles, but it's what's hidden underneath that's the real disaster. The wooden decking of the roof is rotting, the insulation is totally soaked and useless, and the very structure of the home, well, it's being weakened day by day. So the big question is, how do you uncover all that hidden damage? Well, that's where the real investigation begins. You've got to get the professionals up on that roof to piece together all the clues and figure out just how bad the problem really is. And the first discovery was pretty telling. The shingles were just shot, totally worn out. That's a huge sign that moisture had been seeping into the roof system for a very long time. Because of all that constant moisture, the decking underneath had gone soft, and some parts were even starting to rot away. What looked like a new leak had actually been quietly causing major structural damage for years.
Yeah, because water is just relentless. It will always find a path deeper and deeper into your home. So think about this. By the time you actually see a stain on your ceiling, it means your roof has already been losing a slow, silent battle against the weather for a long, long time.
All right, so once you know just how bad the damage is, the whole job completely transforms. It's not a simple repair anymore. No, this is much more like a surgical procedure, one that's designed to save the very bones of the home. And honestly, that's the perfect analogy. A surgeon doesn't just put a Band-Aid on a symptom, right? They diagnose the real underlying disease. They carefully cut it out so it can't spread, and then they restore the body back to health. That's exactly what's happening here. And the procedure is so methodical. First, all the old, failing materials are stripped away. That's when you finally see the true extent of the damage. Then, just like a surgeon, the team meticulously cuts out the disease, all the rotted, weak wood. It's only when every last bit of unhealthy material is gone that they can finally start restoring the roof's structural integrity with brand new, solid wood. So, with the surgery complete and the structure solid again, the next phase begins, rebuilding. And this isn't just about putting on new shingles. This is about building a completely new, multi-layered defense system for the entire home. This weatherproof shield gets built one layer at a time, creating this single, integrated system. It all starts with a high-quality, modern underlayment that acts as a serious moisture barrier. Then you've got proper ventilation components to make sure the whole system can breathe. And finally, it's all topped off with super durable shingles, designed specifically to handle the rough weather we get in the Pacific Northwest. This new roof is really built to last. And when you see it side by side like this, the transformation is just incredible. You go from a super stressful, leaking emergency with a blue tarp and all this hidden rot to a brand new, fully integrated system. And what that really provides is decades of protection, and more importantly, real peace of mind for the homeowner. So, what's the big lesson we can all take away from this story? Well, it's about learning how to spot the early warning signs, so your roof story never has to start with an emergency like this one did. Okay, these are the signals you absolutely cannot ignore. See a stain on your ceiling? That means water has already made it through every single layer of defense. Go outside and see missing or cracked shingles? Well, that's just an open invitation for water to get in. And most importantly, if you see any sagging in your roofline, man, that is a major red flag for that hidden structural weakness we've been talking about. Look, here's the bottom line. The big takeaway from this entire story is that time is not on your side. Every single day that a roof problem is ignored, that water path gets deeper, the hidden damage gets worse, and the final repair bill gets bigger.
Acting early is going to save you money, stress, and your home.
So we'll leave you with this thought. Your roof is talking to you all the time through its age, the way it looks, all those little warning signs. The only question is, are you listening? What story is your roof trying to tell you?